Japanese street fashion brands tend to be a bit expensive, especially when living outside of Japan. So I'm gonna help you out for those of you who don't have much money to spend. This is your boy Reggie Casual, and on today's State of Japan, we take a look at 5 Japanese street brands that won't destroy your wallet. These are 5 budget brands that you should definitely check out. Number 5, Uniqlo. Okay, so technically, Uniqlo is not a street fashion brand, more like a fast fashion department store. But if you hear me out a bit, I can explain. Uniqlo has done collabs with the likes of Pharrell, Basquiat, Undercover, Cause, Nintendo, Disney, blah 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 blah. All of that is to say that it's the most important fashion company in Japan. And yes, it is fast fashion, so the price point is in line with your typical H&M and Zara outlet, but instead of going all trendy, Uniqlo takes on basics and focuses on what they like to call lifewear. They now boast a dedicated sports line dubbed Uniqlo Sports that focuses on the athleisure tech craze going on, and the UT shop, which is where all the t-shirt collabs happen. And the creative director of that UT t-shirt shop, that just happens to be Nigo. And I'm sure you all know who that is. So yeah, without a doubt, Uniqlo must make this list off of the strength of that alone. Number 4, Rage Blue and Hare. Now this is a cheat because it's like 2, but not really because they're actually a part of the same company. The Industria company owns several fashion boutiques that cater to different lifestyles, and in their young and casual market, they have a pair of boutiques, the aforementioned Rage Blue and Hare. Now, both are wildly different from each other, but they are very Japanese in their approach. Rage Blue sports a Western fusion mixed with cropped jeans and slacks, wide brim hats, and textured outers and inners made to complement each other. Hare, on the other hand, sports a noticeably darker tone and plays a bit more with Japanese traditional wear. Wide leg bottoms and noragi jackets and drapes grace the brand, creating some nice silhouettes, so that's always good. Now, the price point for both brands is extremely friendly. However, there are some pieces that tend to be on the higher end of $100 USD, but that's usually collaborations or something that's just a high quality garment. But that's fair, all things considered. Hare and Rage Blue were actually the first brands that I personally got into when I had very little money to spend and wanted to get into the Japanese silhouette a little bit more. So if you need an introduction before you start pulling the trigger on some of the higher end stuff, Hare and Rage Blue are the way to go. Number 3, Casper John. Now it's time to get a little bit serious. Casper John is an official street brand started in 2015, and they are doing some pretty big things. Literally, just about everything is oversized and plays well within their concept of Tokyo genderless. So the brand is androgynous, but it plays that card very well. It is also well crafted, has well crafted pieces that are consistent from season to season, very much in line with what's happening out west as far as patterns and trends go, but ultimately formulated in a very Japanese way. The price point is a little bit higher than the others on this list so far, but that is to be expected from an upstart street fashion brand. But I mean, you can get a short sleeve distressed hoodie with the slits on the side for about $50 USD, and that's really not a bad price point at all. Number 2, 40% Against Rice. You gotta give the historical nod. The brother brand of Double Taps was Tetsu Nishiyama's first project and is largely under the radar, but its anarchy, rage against the machine messaging still shines through. The first bona fide historical street brand on this list is a safe haven for basic lovers and purists, only relegating itself to tees, hoodies, jackets, and a bevy of entry point accessories. 40% Against Rights is definitely a brand that puts a lot of pride in that messaging, as most tees are just typography prints with a message. The price point is a little bit more expensive, but it's not like Bape or Undercover expensive. A tee will set you back about $55 to $60 USD, and a hoodie goes for about a cool $100. But being the envy of all your homies for having a historical Japanese street brand is priceless. Number 1, Number 9, that's right, Takahiro Miyashita's first brand takes top billing. While Miyashita has moved on from Number 9 to work on his own project, The Soloist, the distribution company Cooks has decided to continue capitalizing on the brand's popularity. So they basically kept the theme going with black and white pieces that pay homage to the brand's past. There's a little bit of good and bad in this. Now, on the good, you have some classic tees and pieces available from the brand, and on the bad side, you don't have the creator at the helm anymore. All this means is that the brand is a bit more accessible, especially when it comes to pricing. Some number 9 tees go for less than $30 USD, and basically that's what happens when a distribution company takes over your brand. They just mass produce it. It's a good paycheck for you, but basically you don't get to make any of the decisions. But I digress. Anyway, even still, some of the more true to the brand pieces fall into the $50 USD range. All in all, you're getting a pretty solid brand that you can pick up several pieces from without destroying your wallet. And if you need to upgrade, you could just jump to NN by number 9 for a bit of a more purist take on the brand's past. And that's it, fam. Your next trip to Japan should be lovely now. You have some budget brands to work with, and then you can maybe pick up a statement piece or two. We may even get a few of these brands in the shop, but until then, let us know what you think about these in the comments below. And hit that like button if you like this video. Follow on Instagram and Twitter to keep the convo going, but most importantly, keep it locked right here for all of your info on Japanese street fashion and culture. And if you haven't already, akai botan o shite kudasai. Push that red button and keep it casual. It's your boy. Yoroshiku onegai shimasu, and I'm out.